Hey friends, welcome to another Cascade Crochet video. Yes, I am recording this immediately after I recorded my last video, but just so that I can change things up, I swapped my ponytail over to this side and I changed up my headband and my lipstick. So I'm, keeping things exciting. I don't know what I'm going to do for my next video. I'll probably have to wear my cat ear headband or something like that and, just puff up my hair. No idea. Anyway, so my last video was about doing the pattern testing process. What I really wanted to talk to you about next is basically how to manage disappointment and kind of temper your expectations. I feel like this is an important topic to talk about. And you'll know that I've touched briefly on this kind of thing, especially in the design process, like if your design doesn't match your vision and things like that. But today I really wanted to focus on the ideas of managing actual disappointment and how to, I guess, temper your expectations that, things may not turn out perfect. Because the pattern testing stage, I'll be honest, it can be really brutal. Sometimes you'll put a pattern out there and you'll think, yes, this is perfect. And then you'll the feedback that you'll get, it just might be, you might get a couple of lines of feedback and then you're like, okay then. But then you might get pages of feedback. So lots of things that people couldn't understand, lots of things that people had trouble with, and you need to be able to, I guess, take a step back from how that actually makes you feel in that moment, and I guess set your expectations that if you put a pattern out there for testing, you're not always going to get, this is the best thing I've ever tried. So you have to temper those expectations. I know that you love your pattern, and I'm sure everybody will love your pattern once the testing, the rewriting phase is finished. But at this point in time, you have to just remember that it may not be perfect, especially if it's your first pattern. So there's literally so much of a learning process that you're going through right now. And I'm really hoping that these videos are going to help you with that. But I guess you kind of have to look at it a little bit more clinically. I know this pattern is your baby. I know that you've poured your heart and soul and creativity into it, but other people are not going to see it that way. So I guess that's the way we temper our expectations. So your expectations of it are here, somebody else's expectations of it are there. You're going to remake the pattern as well. So I guess you kind of have to put yourself into the feet of the pattern testers who are coming into this knowing that it's an unfinished pattern, that there may be mistakes, there may be things that you don't understand. And you just have to not take it personally, I think, is the big thing. So feedback that you get on your pattern is never meant as a personal attack. Feedback that you get on your pattern is meant to be helpful to you. And it might be upsetting to get that feedback, and it's perfectly okay to just take a breather. You might have to have a little bit of a cry about it. That's okay. You would not be the only person who has ever had sort of all this negative feedback and then just, had to have a bit of a cry. But at the end of the day, the negative feedback will be only for small bits and pieces of the pattern. So it might be line 27, stitch 80, didn't quite understand what you meant when you said this, or I didn't understand what you meant when you said in row 2 to do this many double crochets and then a chain, and then how does that make 20 stitches. And that might be just that you didn't say that each chain of 3 equals a double crochet, or that in row 27 on the 80th stitch you didn't mention that the 2 stitches were done into the same base stitch, so it's like, because they'll say, oh, my count's not coming out right, I don't understand, I've shown it to somebody else and they don't get it either. And it could just be something really simple. So you might have a page full of things that people are querying, or things that people are asking for more explanation on, but they're all just small changes. The pattern has worked for you, so you know that the pattern works. It's just a matter of possibly just making tweaks here and there and everywhere, putting a little bit more explanation into your pattern notes, just like, how we said there's important notes part of your pattern. It might just be putting a tiny little paragraph in there, so just so that people can understand a little bit better. Okay, so we're tempering our expectations. It's very, very, very rare that a pattern will come back with no notes on it. And even well-known designers, they'll put out a pattern, they'll put it out for testing, and they'll still get notes. And you know what? That's okay. They appreciate it. The point of pattern testing is to get those notes back. So just temper your expectations. People are going to understand things a little bit differently from you. What you think is clear may not be clear to somebody else because you're at different levels of experience. Or they've seen something expressed in a different way, that it means the same thing, but they've always read it as, read it one way and you've written it as another way. So just be aware of that and, take it on board. It's not a criticism, okay? It's just things to help you. And managing disappointment as well. That's another big thing. It can be very easy to get disappointed if you've gone through all these steps. Your pattern testers have come back, said it's great. You've gone through the self-publishing phase, which I will help you with, and you've done all the marketing, which I will again help you with, and you sell 2 copies of your pattern, one to your mum and one to your best friend. You need to sort of manage your disappointment. It can be disappointing, okay? You need to keep in mind that there are thousands of patterns out there, and all it means is that you might just need to rejig your focus. Maybe the patterns that, maybe the actual creations that you've shown, the yarn wasn't optimal, like it wasn't bright enough to catch people's attention, which I've had done myself with the Parrots in Flight shawl. So my first one was a rainbow lorikeet, rainbow, beautiful, everyone loved it, lots of sales, I was over the moon. The second one that I did was the blue gradient, so it's just kingfisher and it's just got a bit of glitter through it. The yarn's not spectacular. I mean, the yarn is spectacular, don't get me wrong, but when photographed, it's not eye-catching like that big, beautiful rainbow. It's like, oh, that's pretty. And I think when I put that one up, I generated 3 sales. And it's like, okay, then that's not the way to go. And now I've put up the new copy of the galah version of the shawl. I think within the first minute of publishing that just to a Facebook group, I'd already had a sale. So because you've got that beautiful bright pink and then the soft grey and then it finishes on black, it's drama. And that's something that you do need to keep in mind. So while I put so much effort into the kingfisher shawl just to show that it can work in different color gradients, heck yeah, I was disappointed when I didn't get the outcome that I wanted. And that's something that you need to consider, that you may not get the reception that you want. And if that's the case, maybe you need to sort of change where you're advertising to, change like different groups, like spread out like the love for it. So when I do mine, like I'll do TikTok, Instagram, Facebook posts to just my friends, Facebook posts to appropriate yarn groups, Reddit, like all over everything. I spread the word far and wide, and you know, maybe there are, maybe you're not sharing it to the right people, which is fine. We can always talk about that. We'll talk about that when I talk about the advertising part. But it might just be that the color of the yarn that you've used just doesn't pop. So I recommend, for I guess anything that you're doing, you use something bright. So something bright, something rainbow, something that's just that people will just start scrolling and they can't scroll past that because wow, they have to zoom in and have a look at it. So keep in mind there'll be disappointing moments with your yarn creation. I've shared one of mine with you, a recent one of this beautiful pattern that I've made, that I've poured my heart and soul into, and yeah, it's like, yes, we love that. Who cares about that one? And then it's like, yeah, we love this one. So was I disappointed? Of course. But that being said, with disappointment comes learning. You just need to, again, just take a step back from yourself. When you're feeling disappointed about something, you have every right to feel disappointed. Sometimes you just need to take a step back from that disappointing feeling and say, okay, then this hasn't worked out quite the way that I wanted it to. So what have I learned for next time? So that's the thing. Every disappointment, every challenge, every bit of feedback, all of this sort of goes into your mind and helps you make an informed decision for the next time. And don't let disappointment stop there from being a next time, okay? You've got this beautiful idea in your head. I'm sure there are many beautiful ideas in your head, and there's so many patterns in there that are just waiting to be shown to the world. Don't let one disappointment or one setback stop you from sharing that, okay? I know it sounds rough, but sometimes, you just have to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again. So I guess that's my biggest advice. Just temper your expectations. So sort of go, okay, then, people might not see this the same way that I do, and that's okay. Live that frame of mind and manage your disappointment. Just saying, okay, then, this was a lesson, and this is how I'm going to learn to make it better for next time. Okay? So I hope that helps, and rewatch this video as many times as you need to, okay? Because I really want you to know that the designs you have in your head are beautiful, the creations that you make are beautiful, and don't let anyone discourage you from sharing those. Okay, so color for the day. We have another from the KVD Vinyls. So this is sort of, I guess, more of a pinky brown. So it's this one, and the color is Carnation. And again, it smells like a mocha latte. Oh my god. I don't know how I'm going to resist not eating the next one. But I won't. Don't eat lipstick. I might do one more video for you guys today. I'm just thinking, I'm just having a look at what I've got here. And I think I might do a lighthearted video for you guys next. Very lighthearted. We'll have some laughs, okay? So tune in to me on Twitch. I'm at K Crochet. That's my handle on all of the everything. I think they keep VODs on there, so you can like watch previous streams, whether or not you want to watch a crochet stream and like ask questions, or which I'll probably keep to kind of the middle of the day, sort of Australian time, or you know, gaming ones where I'll probably keep that more to the afternoon and evening, just because that's when all the gamers get out of bed. But yeah, come along, have a watch, have some laughs, you know, watch me make a fool of myself. I'm really good at that. You know, Johan might show up. He showed up in my my gaming one, so he was very upset that he wasn't getting attention, so he jumped onto the desk and put his butt in front of the camera. So I was like, thanks for doing that, buddy. Everybody really wanted to see that. Anyway, that's enough for me, and I will be back shortly with yet another video for you. All right, much love, and I'll see you soon.